Hey there, welcome back to Vicky's web development course. If you're enjoying this video and finding it helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button below. It really goes a long way in supporting the channel and helping others find this content. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing to the channel. By subscribing, you will stay updated with all our latest video on web development. Just click that red subscribe button below and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support means the world to me and it motivates me to create even more valuable content for you. So go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive into today's video. So now, in this video, we are going to study about in-depth HTML and CSS. So now let's look at in-depth HTML and CSS. HTML5 has semantic elements, what I taught you guys. So now let's just open Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code, a text editor used for creating websites. So when we create Visual Studio Code, we just name it semantic element.html. So now it's opened, we can just name it semantic element.html. Can just press enter and then it opens. So now we just put an exclamation mark and then press enter. So now let's look at what we're going to do today. So we just name this title. We just name we need to open Visual Studio Code. So we open Visual Studio Code now. I don't know why it went back, so let's just open it. Visual Studio Code. We have to create it again. The file semantic element.html. So we just replace that and then you click this and then you come here. We just wipe this off and then we name the HTML title semantic elements. So now we have created the title of the website. Now the next thing, let's look at HTML semantic elements. HTML introduces a semantic element like article, section, header, nav, and footer. So now we have used nav before, let's just use header. So inside the header we can just write h1 and then you just say hello world. So you can also put a p tag. So you just say welcome. So that is what they call semantic elements. This element provides structural meaning to your content, improving accessibility and SEO. So now the next thing we're going to talk about is HTML forms and input types. Now we go under here. The form we explore advanced form features like input. If you want to input a form, input is where people can just type anything they want. That is what is called by input. So input, you can just put the type. You can just write the type of the input. Now we're going to use the type of the input as date. So you can also use the type as time. You can also use the type as number. So you can just close that input. So now the next thing you can also do, create a text area where people can type. You can also create select tag and custom form validation with JavaScript. You can also use JavaScript to style it. So now the next thing we go to is HTML multimedia elements. Go beyond basic image tags, img. So I don't have any image right now, so I I don't have any image, so there's no image I can use. If not, I will have created an image and then post it up there. So now we go beyond image tag by embedding responsive image with src set and sizes attributes. Implement video subtitles captions with the track element. The next thing we're going to learn is HTML accessibility. That is A11Y, A11Y. So now we learn about making web content more accessible with ARIA. That is, the full meaning of ARIA is accessible rich internet applications. So we learn more. We learn about making the web content more accessible with ARIA attributes, semantic elements, semantic HTML, keyboard navigation, and screen reader compatibility. So the next thing we learn in HTML is web storage. So we can explore client-side storage options like local storage and session storage for persisting data between page visits, even when the browser is closed. So the next thing we look at is HTML template. You can use the template tag element to create reusable content templates that can be cloned and inserted into the DOM dynamically with JavaScript. So the next thing we're going to learn is web components. We dive into the world of web components, which allow you to create custom HTML elements with encapsulated functionality, styling, and behavior. So now let's look at CSS. Let's create a new file called semantic element.css, and then we have to link the HTML file to it. Just put a link rel and then put style sheet. CSS is a style sheet, so now we can just put href and then semantic element dot css. So now you can just save it. You come here to CSS. Now the first thing we're going to study about in CSS is advanced selectors. So now what is advanced selectors? You can master complex selectors like the not. You can just like the not. You can put the nth child and focus within. Combine selectors for precise targeting of elements in your CSS rules. So the next thing we're going to learn in CSS is CSS custom properties. That is called variables. You can create and use CSS custom properties to store and reuse values throughout your style sheet. These variables can be updated dynamically with JavaScript. So the next thing we learn is CSS flexbox and grid layout. You can gain a deep understanding of CSS flexbox and CSS grid layout, mastering complex layout and responsive designs with ease. Like now, I want to style the header of this. Want to style the header, we can just come to CSS. You can just write header and then curly braces, and then you can just say text align center. So we can just save it. Come here, reveal in file explorer. You can just see it to open, how it to display on the screen. You can see the header. This is called the header. Now let me create the footer on the web page. You can just come here, just write footer. So you can inside there you can put copy. You can put and copy. I just put 2023 web development class. So here we have to put a P So this and copy here, what it does, it puts a copyright sign. You understand that? A copyright sign for us. So now let's look at it. You just see how it is. You can see a copyright sign here. Understand that? See the date input we're talking about. You can choose your calendar. You can see that is the date input we talk about in HTML. So now you can just style the HTML. You can style the header, text align center. You can do all those. So now the next thing we study in CSS is CSS transition and animation. You can learn to create smooth and sophisticated animations using CSS transition and keyframe animations. You can explore easing functions and timing functions. The next thing we learn in CSS is preprocessors. We can dive into CSS preprocessors like SAS and LESS, which offer features like variables, mixins, and nesting to simplify and enhance your CSS code. We can also learn CSS architecture and methodologies. So we can explore scalable and maintainable CSS architecture like BEM. It's also the full meaning of BEM is block element modifier. So you can also learn smart CSS, SMA CSS. The full meaning of SMA CSS is scalable and modular architecture for CSS. And the next thing we learn is ITCSS. ITCSS is inverted triangle CSS. So now we learn the next thing we study in CSS is CSS in JS. Discover the concept of writing CSS directly in JavaScript. It's often used in modern front-end framework like React. Popular libraries include styled components and emotion. So next thing we can learn in CSS is responsive web design patterns. You can implement responsive design patterns like off-canvas navigation, sticky headers, and complex grid system to create user-friendly interface on various devices. So we also learn performance optimization. You learn technique for optimizing CSS performance such as code splitting, lazy loading, and using critical CSS. So now with the next thing we learn is CSS3 features. Explore CSS3 features like box shadow, text shadow, transform, all those. Like now we want the P should turn to uppercase. You can just P and then curly braces, just say transform uppercase. No, you just say text transform and then uppercase. Everything there on the P will be uppercase. Now let's open it. You will see how it look like. You can see this is the P tag. Welcome is uppercase. You see that how CSS styles HTML. So now that's the end of this course for today. Thank you for watching my video. Now before we wrap up, I have a quick request. If you enjoyed this video and found it valuable, please take a moment to hit that like button below. It lets me know you appreciate this content and it helps others discover these tips too. If you haven't already subscribed, consider subscribing on our channel. We regularly upload web development tutorials that can help you on your web development journey. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. We love engaging with our community, so leave a comment down below with your thoughts, question, or suggestion for future video. Stay tuned for our next video where we will dive into the introduction to responsive web design. We're going to start in the next class. We're going to study about the introduction to responsive web design. So Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Bye.